I ran out to the store to get some sour cream for my baked potato. Decided since I was sitting here where it's quiet by myself, I would make a little video I've been thinking about. It's been kind of crazy. I'm going to have a couple of crazy weeks. Instead of carrying mail this week and next week, I'm working for this route inspection team for the district up in Daytona Beach. Big, giant, full-scale inspection. Big team there, but go in, sit around in the little jump seat in the back of a mail truck, you know, for the next 2 weeks. Not as comfortable as being able to climb in and out of my postal vehicle and do my own route, but I thought I'd do it for a change of pace and to help out some, you know. But just one day in already, on Saturday yesterday, and already I'm thinking, man, my tailbone hurts sitting in this thing. And it reminds me how much I like my normal life of just going to work and doing my route and not necessarily doing all the supervisor stuff, you know. It's not like 10, 12 years ago sitting around in one of those seats all day. I used to do it for months at a time, you know. But anyways, the video I wanted to make was, I saw a comment. Haven't really been keeping up on all the comments on my videos and stuff like I probably should. But I saw a few weeks back. It's a comment I've seen before, not just on my videos, but on other people's videos. Some guy saying that the only reason people like him watch the Philippine YouTubers and vloggers is just for entertainment. And, well, wow, that's why all of us do it pretty much, you know? There is some good information you can get sometimes from some of these people about certain specific topics. But those of us who have been around for a while have seen it all before, obviously. And, you know, those of us that have deep connections already to the Philippine lifestyle or to the Philippines and, you know, build a house over there and stuff like that and already have our futures planned, there's not a huge amount of new information we're going to get from people. You know, you might see some interesting stuff from time to time, but it's fun. You know, you see some of these people that you just kind of like to check in on them and see what's up. Maybe they entertain you, or maybe even just annoy you, and you just want to see what annoying thing they're bitching about lately, and stuff like that. But some of these guys, they've made the same video 3, 4, 5, 10, 100 times, and you already know what they're going to say, what it's going to be about. The only difference with a lot of these guys is they're putting out the exact same content, but they just got more provocative thumbnails now to boost their engagement, you know, with skinny, half-naked girls and stuff. And other than that, not much has changed. I mean, for me, when I got into the YouTube thing, you know, like, I first did it like, you know, maybe 13, 14 years ago, when I first got involved with somebody from the Philippines and was going there a bunch and stuff. Yeah, and there were some interesting characters around at the time, most of whom you don't really see around anymore. And I had a couple of different channels through the years before I just started basically using this Kano Daily thing as my personal channel that I interact with YouTube on, you know. I couldn't see the point in having multiple channels and using one for some things and another one just about all the Philippine stuff or whatever. But for me, I watched a lot of stuff on YouTube. Back in the day, when everything was magazines and books, I was an avid reader of everything that had to do with any subject I was interested in. If it was travel, if it was firearms, cameras, guitars. And today, you find that stuff online, on YouTube and everywhere, you know. So some of it is just out of interest in certain topics. I watch a lot of stuff about, you know, guitar playing, you know, picking techniques and chords and some music theory and things like that, how certain people play certain different songs that I'm interested in, and stuff that wouldn't really be of any interest to someone except somebody who's been playing a guitar like I have since I was like 11 years old, and that's just kind of like a big, huge part of my life. So I like to keep up on it. Photography, if people are testing a certain lens I might be interested in or something like that. But the vast majority of what goes on YouTube, that's what it is. It's entertainment. It's more of a selective form of entertainment compared to going on TV a lot of times and just watching what's available at the moment. Though today with on-demand stuff, you can find pretty much whatever you want. But there's a certain community of people who are interested in all the Philippine stuff. And certainly over the past, few years, 5, 6, 7, 8 years, it's a totally new crop of people from what were around when I first got into it. And some of them I like, some of them, whatever, It's just different people. Their different views on things. And for some of them, of course, it's a money thing. They kind of need to do it because they're making money out of it. And even though it might not be a huge amount of money, percentage-wise, compared to what else they have to live on, it's not that insignificant. If you've got somebody with $4,000 or $5,000 a month coming in, it can be not that big a deal, make a couple $100 a year off of YouTube or whatever. But if you're only making, $1,500 a month or whatever, Social Security or something, and you have a chance to grow a YouTube channel and, make a couple $100 a month or whatever some of these guys might be making, I don't know. It's not insignificant. And you're part of a certain community of people. A lot of these guys, they all hang out in the same places and get together and interview each other and boost each other's channels. And obviously, when it's just a bunch of guys sitting around talking about each other and to each other, it's pretty much going to be just entertainment. That's what it's for, a way to fill time. I did see a video the other day. I'm kind of mad at myself. I can't remember the name of the guy's channel right off the top of my head. But it was a pretty good video. He was talking about Makati and BGC and stuff, and pretty interesting video showing people. His basic idea was just, if you want to come over to the Philippines and check it out and see if it's for you, it's good to kind of have a soft landing and have a place like that where all of the things you're used to having are very close to you, and you don't have to just jump into like living in the provinces or something, And if you're worried about kidnapping and stuff, he's like, there are a whole lot less kidnappings in the Philippines last year than there were in America. So trying to put people's mind at ease, and this is a nice safe place where you can stop and hang out and make a soft landing in the Philippines. And the interesting part to me was, you've always got people talking about how outrageously expensive it is to live in that part of the country or in that part of Manila. And he was showing that you can actually live there for a pretty reasonable price. And the price of food and everything and what it's going to cost you is not really that horrible. I know my wife and I went today to this place where we always like to go and get like really fresh meats and fruits and stuff. And we were going to get the one big thing of eggs. So we didn't really need that many right now anyways, but then we ended up getting a dozen. And man, it was like $10 for a dozen eggs. Price of eggs and stuff has really gone crazy lately here. I heard something about the bird flu or something. People had to kill like millions of chickens. But things just keep getting crazier and crazier here in America, despite the the promises of certain people's beloved politicians and whatever. And it's going to be interesting down the line too, with all these politicians wanting to cut everybody's Social Security taxes so that rich people don't have to pay anymore, or cut the benefits so people don't have to pay any more taxes on stuff. And who knows what it's going to be like for a retired person a few years down the line. So it's interesting, a video like that. I think a place like BGC might be out of reach for a lot of people. But if you look around and and really closely examine things, you can find interesting places to stay that aren't going to break your budget. So that was a really interesting video. There are nuggets out there you get that you find are a little bit different perspective from what you're looking for. But the vast majority of what you see on YouTube on any topic is entertainment. And certainly when it's people who just love the Philippines, for people like me, it's fun to see other places over there where I can't go right now and just vicariously enjoy it. Somebody who loves the Philippines and be living there in another few years probably at the most, because I get I get more excited about the idea of retiring every day. Once again, though, we'll have to see what happens with the economy and everything these days. But yeah, that's YouTube. It's entertainment. There might be people out there who try to convince you that they've got some earth-shattering, super important stuff to tell you that you can't live without, but the vast majority of us, I think, understand. That's why everybody's watching YouTube. Certainly, I don't think that I am changing anybody's life with my channel. Just talking about my perspective on things and my little life as a Yacano, my daily life. So, yeah. I don't know, sometimes I think people put those comments like they're trying to insult you or something, but it's not really an insult when we all already know that that's what it's about.